Hello everyone! Today I'm presenting how to clean out your makeup and your skincare products that you have. So if you have some time at home, like I am going to be cleaning out anything that is not necessary, or maybe I want to weed out and see what I need or don't need. So the first thing I'm going to do is check on the bottom of all the labels to look for expiration dates. Most of the time they're stamped in some sort of ink, or they have little labels that say expiration dates. Definitely toss them if they've expired. It's not worth it to have around. You want to check your makeup for the outside perimeter if there's any mold or if there's any buildup on it, especially if you're looking at like eyelashes and whatnot. You want to make sure that there's nothing debris hiding on the inside so that if you do reuse it, it doesn't create an infection on your skin. If it does smell, for example, brushes, you want to make sure you toss those out if they have that mold or petrified smell of fermentation. Not a great thing to have around. For the brushes that are still good, you want to place them aside. You can put them in a mason jar, or I prefer to use acrylic, or I like to use glass. Those are my two favorite storage containers. A lot of like the plastic totes and placing brushes in something like the travel compartment totes, the caboodles, they can sometimes maintain the heat on the inside and they can create condensation, which will create mold overall. So you want to make sure you air those out often. So place your brushes aside, and I do have a separate video if you're interested in how we clean with the Cinema Secrets Makeup Brush Cleaner. It is phenomenal. It is going to turn them into brand new. The next thing you want to do is take a look at all of your lipsticks, lip balms, and gels. Open them up and smell them and see if they smell a little rancid, a little fermented, or very stale petroleum. Those are things you're going to want to toss if the expiration date is not on them. I know I've had some lipsticks from like 15 years ago, and so I've had to toss those away and maybe write down the name because I like the color and get a new one. Wipe everything down on the surface, make sure they're nice and clean, and you want to organize them if you can into different sections. Have your cleansers, your toners, your serums, your moisturizers, your masks, and then kind of sort through and see what you need and what you don't need. If there's things that you don't need but you know a friend who could use them, go ahead and give them those. If you have something that you used to use and you really liked, but you think you might get back to it, let's say if you're traveling for winter, and so that's more of a winter cream, or something's more of a summer cream, you can kind of hold those, maybe even put them in the refrigerator to help them preserve for a little longer. Just write yourself a little note, because I know for me, if I put an eye cream in the fridge that I saved for winter time, I'll forget and forget that it's in the refrigerator. Place all of your cotton pads, balls, the gauze. I even place any applicator sticks inside of a covered container because you want to make sure you avoid getting dust on them. That will add to inside whatever solution or toner you put on them, and if you swipe it on the face, you're at more risk for putting that dust particles onto your skin. Sometimes it can irritate people. They do have fancy containers now that are like these anti-dust free. You store all your skincares in. It looks like an egg pod. Those are cool. I personally don't like that. I'm not a fan of the wood or the metal or even the vinyl storage bags just because there's the risk of mold, rust, condensation, and I'm not a fan of those. Definitely check all of your things that could dry up. Your nail polishes, your eyelash extension glues, any clay-based masks, foundations, BB and CC creams. You want to take a look at those, and if they are all dried up, throw them away or write it down so you can purchase another one or take a photo on your camera so that you can reorder, but definitely throw them away. If you're really a DIY, do-it-yourself kind of person, and you like and know how to use the clay masks, there are ways where you can reuse some of that dry clay and then rehydrate it by adding aloe vera or adding something really natural, water, to it that will make it feel and rehydrate itself. And some of them can use it. Some companies, they don't allow for that to happen. It doesn't rehydrate well. Check all of your travel compartments, your caboodles, your travel kits, any of your plastic containers for traveling. Clean them, toss them out if they're pretty moldy or don't look very clean. But you can definitely sanitize them if possible, and then you can use them for your next trip and allow them to hang dry. I hope that helped with giving you some tips for how to clean your makeup and skincare area. And if you have any questions, feel free to message me below. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.